It's been a busy summer. In July, Kirk flew down to Florida to buy the trimaran we've waited for years to find.
There she is, looking like a dirty beast.
The boat was a pretty good deal, but as she was only sailed a few times before sitting on the hard for half a dozen years, we knew we'd have some issues to fix. After bringing her back to Michigan,
it's here,
and attempting to raise the mast, finally getting her in the water, and taking her out for a handful of sails, we've compiled a massive to-do list for next season.
I mean, the bolt situation is serious.
Yeah, so is the leak.
The leak is serious.
But now, after just one short, sweet month in the water, the weather is already turning and the sailing season in the Great Lakes is coming to an end. It's time to haul the boat and stow her away for the winter.
So the thing is, the mast is leaning this way, which has the whole boat leaning way over this way, which is gonna make it kind of hard
to lift up the.
Yeah. I can do this. This would do it. Can you give me some resistance? Like, don't let it come flying over. Just pull against it a little bit. There we go. Yeah.
If you want to hold it, I can try to lift up the armor.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Good. It gets tough there, and then you want to resist it once it gets past that point. Okay? Now it's going to start coming in easy.
Folding up the boat felt like folding up a dream. But as with any dream, bringing it to life requires a lot of effort. And now, the hard work is just beginning.
Yep. Yep. Okay, all the way. Awesome.
Yeah, we'll take it home because we're gonna do some work to it. I don't think any of the electrical works in the mast or anything. So.
How's your swing keel?
Dagger board right here.
Does it work fine?
No, it sucks.
That's what I thought. So you're gonna take the board out and reshape it, make
I think so.
Something in there.
Yeah, at least so it doesn't bang around.
Oh yeah, that would be horrible.
Yeah. Like that. I think that's what you just heard.
I seen it. Yeah.
So we did a couple of shakedown sails this summer.
small shakedown sails.
Very small.
But enlightening nonetheless.
Yeah, we that was the goal. That was the only goal of getting this boat in the water, was to complete the list, the prioritized list of things that we need to repair on this boat or change or make better. It is now raining.
Is it really?
Yeah. But very, very high on our list of things to repair, replace, fix, upgrade is the dagger board. We discovered it was really poorly mated to the dagger board case on the boat. Yeah. So I think what happened is the previous owner said that they purchased the dagger board from Corsair. This boat is obviously not built by Corsair, so I think the plans that they were building off of, they didn't really like match that up with the board they were purchasing. So the board has very, very little hydrofoil shape. It's literally like a piece of plywood is what it looks like, with a slightly rounded leading edge and a slightly tapered trailing edge.
It takes up about like half the space of the actual case.
Like half the width.
Yeah.
The length is mostly right.
So it just bangs around in there when
yeah,
you're sailing.
it constantly gets torqued back and forth. Yeah. So we eventually, I think we want to replace it with a more modern and larger dagger board, a more modern shape, but that's like a $5,000 project. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to look at least broadening the width, making the top of the dagger board more appropriately size it to the diameter or the width of the dagger board case, so that when it's down, it can't like janky go back and forth. It'll be like a little bit more snug. And the only way to do that was to either get the boat out of the water on the trailer, then onto jack stands, and then dig a hole and drop the board down, you know, while we're on the hard. Or now that we're in the water, I'm gonna see if I can just pull the board out before we pull the boat out of the water, and then we'll just put it back in when we are in the water next summer.
You can actually look down and see the dagger board from the deck, but it can't come up because the mast is sitting right on top of it.
Yeah. So we've got our trusty friend Nemo here that Lauren is putting together. I'm gonna dive in the water. Hopefully it'll be literally just as easy as pulling the board straight out and down. I hope we're in deep enough water. If not, we'll have to maybe swing the boat a tiny bit and it'll get a little janky, but hopefully everything will go smooth. So I've run a messenger line so that when we re-rig the dagger board, we'll just pull the messenger line through here and then we'll pull that line back through. And then this is the uphaul, which we want to replace. And really, actually, it looks like the only way of replacing it is pulling the dagger board out, because it's way down in there and I can't tie a knot way down in there. So ideally the board will just come straight down, all this line and everything will go with it, and then we'll pull it up, put it in the boat, and then we're gonna go right over there and haul the boat out before this lake gets all chopped up. Can we do it?
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Woo.
Deep enough.
Oh, shit.
About another 1.5 feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
I was pushing with my feet on the hull of the boat to pull it down.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as it popped out, the buoyancy just shot me straight up under the hull and I hit my head on the hull.
Oh.
It's like a freaking rocket ship. So I hope it didn't damage the hull.
Of course, the crucial moment happens not on film.
Yeah, that wasn't the ideal way to go about this, but...
The plan was to actually take the anchor and swing the boat around and pull the stern out, because we're on a shelf here and it drops pretty quickly, but no, instead I'm down below trying to stow the paddleboard and I hear bang, 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 and out comes the dagger board.
It happened quick. I mean, that was, I guess, good and bad.
So what did you do? Did you just move the boat out a little bit?
Yeah,
or?
I walked the boat out.
Oh.
I just pushed the boat out.
Cool. Perks of a 3,500 pound boat?
Yeah, and being able to moor and 5 feet of water. Thank you so much for your help. That was so awesome to have Levi's help. That was exactly what we needed. He
showed up out of nowhere on a canoe.
our savior in a canoe. Yeah, he was just pulling it back the bow back and forth to keep it centered, because that was the problem that my dad and I had when we were trying to pull it out last time, is it kept falling off the side. The freaking trailer floats.
Yeah.
So that went a lot smoother than I had hoped.
Yeah.
That was great.
Heartwarming to watch our boat come back to our house and be safe with us. We know where she is, we know how she's doing. Oh, it's a great feeling.
This has been the dream for a long time. We got the boat hauled out, trucked it over to our property. Here I am on a beautiful afternoon working on our mast. We've got some rigging we're gonna do over the winter. I need to redo all the electrical in this mast because none of the lights are working. And eventually, behind me will be a big barn that we can pull the boat into, unfold the amas. This first year though, I think we're gonna take the boat over to a friend's house and we're gonna store it in his barn. And then hopefully next summer, I'm gonna build our barn here to work on the boat, do boat projects, and have a fantastic space to do it in, right on our own property.
With the boat out of the water, we turned our attention to a few projects around our property.
How's it feel?
Can't tell yet.
Okay.
As the end of October approached, the day arrived to take our boat to its winter home 40 miles away.
Maiden voyage with Chip.
Suffice to say, squeezing the boat inside turned out to be much trickier than we had hoped. We'll show the whole process when we pull her back out in the spring, but for now, at least she's out of the weather.
This is our last night up here at the house before we close her up for winter, and Lauren wanted to have one last bonfire. So I've got my trusty Subaru tractor here. I'm gonna load her up with some firewood and take her up to the fire pit. We have our trunk full of wood that we got from way down there.
As a species, we humans are of the terra firma. That might be why the sea calls to us, full of the promise of adventure. Something different, exciting, and in this day and age, a way to get back to the basics. But there can be a simplicity to land life too. With so many things vying for our attention in our land lives, this can be harder to come by. But if you can get outside, you'll hear that like the sea, the land calls to you too. Sometimes her song is just a bit softer.
We wanted to give you guys a real-time update, and we're going to do that today while we are out sailing our boat in San Diego Harbor.
San Diego Bay, right?
San Diego Bay, yeah.